Hello and welcome back to another week here at Knickknack Kitchen, where today we are making a shepherd's pie. It's a heavenly combination of a super rich meat-based sauce and an absolutely delicious mashed potato topping. And without making you wait any longer, I'm just gonna show you how we make it. So we're going to start off with our meat base, and for that I've got a Dutch oven on medium high heat to which I'm adding some olive oil. If you don't have a Dutch oven, you can use any heavy bottom saucepan and that will work just as well. So once our pan has heated up, we're going to go ahead and add the onions, and I like to use weight in grams as a measurement to be as precise as I can, but if you want approximations, I'd urge you to check out the description box below. And once our onions have become translucent, which takes about 5 minutes or so, we're going to go ahead and add the garlic. And now we're just going to mix this around for about a couple of minutes until the garlic becomes nice and fragrant. And once we've done that, we're going to go ahead and add our carrots as well. And traditionally, we would also be adding celery to this, but since I could not get my hands on celery, I am going to make do without it. So now, once our vegetables are soft, we're going to go ahead and add the meat, and I'm using mutton here. A shepherd's pie is made with ground lamb. If at all you ever choose to make it with beef, it is technically a cottage pie. But as Shakespeare says, what's in a name? This pie is gonna taste absolutely delicious, irrespective of what you call it. So now you can see that the meat has let out a lot of water, which is normal. So we're just gonna cook this on medium-high heat until all of the water has evaporated. And at that point, we're gonna go ahead and add red wine to this. Now, traditionally, you'd be adding something like Irish beer, but since I could not find it here, I'm using red wine, and I like the taste of red wine. Now, in case you want to make it alcohol free, you can substitute the wine with some chicken stock. Now, once the wine has evaporated, we're adding some flour, which will just thicken our sauce as it cooks. So make sure that when you're stirring the flour, there is no dry flour in this mixture. We want all of the flour to be cooked while it's coating the meat. Now to add more flavor, I'd be adding some tomato puree and some Worcestershire sauce. Now in case you don't have Worcestershire sauce, I'll try and leave a substitute in the description box below. And now we're just going to stir this all. There's a lot of stirring which will keep happening, and then we'll add our chicken stock. So I'm using about a cup. Now in case you were not using wine earlier, you would need a little more than a cup. And for the chicken stock, I simply just boil chicken with some carrots, onions, rosemary and thyme. I'll put that in the description box if you're interested. And now we're just going to season this sauce with some salt, some rosemary and a little bit of thyme. And I'm just using dried herbs because they're the easiest option available here. But if you have fresh herbs, by all means use that. So now our meat has been boiling for about 5-7 minutes, and here I'm adding some ground black pepper, which I forgot to add earlier. So you could have added this with the salt and herbs. Since I forgot, I'm adding it now. And now we're just going to let this cook for about another 2-3 minutes, after which we're going to cover this and let this cook for another 7 minutes, which is just going to help thicken the sauce and develop a lot of flavor. So after about 7 to 8 minutes, we're going to take the lid off, let all of the steam out, and you can see that the meat has settled at the bottom and there is a lot of water right now. The sauce is very watery, so now we're just going to mix it all through first and then raise the heat to medium high and let this boil a little rapidly so that the water can evaporate, and what we'll be left with is a thick and luscious sauce. So just before our meat is completely cooked and we're ready to turn off the heat, we're going to add frozen peas to this and give that a stir and cook this for about 30 seconds, not longer. After that, we're going to turn off the heat and let our mixture sit and work on our mashed potatoes in the meanwhile. So for our mashed potato topping, I'm going to start with some boiled potatoes which should be soft and easy to mash. To that we are adding some butter and some garlic powder for flavor, and along with that for seasoning I'm just adding some black pepper and some salt. And for some added richness, I'm adding some fresh cream, about 2 tablespoons, and then I'm adding some garlic oil, which is basically just extra virgin olive oil in which I've cooked some garlic. Details would be in the description. And now I'm just going to mash this until we have a smooth potato puree, if you must. So now we're going to go ahead and add some milk to loosen the mixture, and the amount of milk will completely depend on the consistency that you're looking for. And since I ended up piping my mashed potatoes, I added a little more milk than perhaps what you would require. So I added about 4.5 tablespoons, and you might require less as the case may be. So now that I'm happy with the consistency of my mashed potatoes, I am ready to pipe that on top of my meat base, which I have already spread out on a baking dish. I am just going to quickly mention that if you don't have a piping bag, you can just as easily spoon this mixture on top of your meat base and it'll be perfect even then. And now you just have to bake this in a preheated oven for about 35 to 40 minutes until the potatoes have turned beautifully golden brown, and that's when you know that your shepherd's pie is ready. So here you have it, my interpretation of a classic shepherd's pie, which is absolutely delicious and a must try and a wonderful family dinner recipe. And now I'm going to treat myself to a bite, and I hope that you try this recipe as well and that you love it just as much as I do. And if you enjoyed this video, please give a thumbs up, do subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week.